Portraits.
They're hard to get. I won't tell you that.
Butterflies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
they are
camera,
tough.
I'll tell you, it's super hard.
Butterflies, I painted a butterfly on watercolor because, oh my god, they're a bitch to do.
So again, throwing in some of
See, that's
these
why I like
areas
watercolor, 'cause you can just do
here.
a big colorful area. Woohoo!
And this is on damp now?
It's a little bit wetter than I'd liked, but it's, for the most part, it's staying where I want it to. So we're getting into damp. But yes, the idea is to do more wet on damp right now. Oh man, I forgot I had a whole mixture down here. That was burnt umber and Payne's Gray. Can't forget about that one. I think I was using more of that on the left side of the face. Since it's a lot more in the cooler shadows, I have that mixed with the Payne's Gray. As we come over to the right side of the face, I'm doing burnt umber and burnt sienna to get more warmer shadows. So just jumping back to our lesson on colors, right? So this is the cooler shadow side, this is the warmer shadow side. It's nice having both. For the most part, the colors are still staying where I want them to, which is really nice. But we're getting some really nice soft edges. I want to keep that eyelid nice and light. And it's okay to paint through the eyebrows. You don't have to go around the eyebrows because the eyebrows are going to be the darker area anyway that you will be painting your Payne's Gray over. And one thing that I'm also doing is I'm not washing my brush when I go in for a different color. That's a bold move. Only wash it when you feel like maybe you need to pick some stuff up. Do a little pick up here and there. I had a little bit of, what's it called? Yellow ochre. And I feel like as I'm walking around the room, I'm seeing everyone kind of just look at the reference photo, and it looks like everyone's doing a pretty good job of figuring out how they want to do their shadows and how they want to do their other valued areas. So I think everyone's on a really good track right now. Now, just be mindful that you can soften areas too, just wiping up those edges. And since I'm working on damp, it's so much easier to do so. Soften an area like that. And now we're going to come down here. We're just going to just bring that all the way through. Nice. Another shadow here. Underneath the neck. And one more right on our chin. Bring that there. Bring this yellow ochre right next to it. Going to soften a little bit here.
This is really dark.
Just-
I don't know how you, it just
just
like,
lighten
totally
it.
I know, right?
Because
Because
at first you're like, oh,
that
that's
for
way
me.
too dark, and then it's not.
Right. It would never do that for me, and then I have to watch.
Exactly.
I think it's because I'm working on damp, kind of. The damp is really finicky right now because we took such a long break. But it's nice to at least be able to see, like, oh, okay, so there, there's still some workability that we have with all this. Like even areas over here where I can just soften up those edges over here. And I think the key is don't touch it too much.
That's a hard thing to learn.
Yeah, I know.
Your eyes
I know.
go
It's
more and more
it's
and
really hard to explain, like, how to touch up your areas. I think it's
I don't think it's so hard to explain. I think it's just hard to follow those rules.
Right, and never touch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're necessarily rules as much as it is like an instinct, because like before I go into it, I feel like a little anxious. I'm like, should I do it? And I kind of feel like I should. I think you should follow the instinct.
How do you know what's instinct and what's your voice in your head telling you to go?
No.
No.
You've got
Experience.
They're both
Yeah.
the same for me. It's just sometimes they're right and
Instinct's
sometimes they're
from your
wrong.
gut, and then you have the voice in your brain like, oh, no, this needs a little bit more.
I think it's
little bit more.
it's like working on strengthening that relationship between your gut feeling and then your head from experiences, saying like, okay, well, if you do this, this, and this will happen. So
Sometimes it's solving an engineering problem. Gut feel. Like doing it all the time. My team, what do we do now? Let's do this. Don't even hesitate. Here I go. Just kidding.
yeah, watercolor is like engineering. Why do you do that?
Where's the Michelle from work?
Yeah.
Exactly.
This class she forgot she left the work person at work.
I think so.
Maybe you just need to take all of this to the office with you.
Yeah.
Really. And try
Do you know how
it.
much black I get?
So you're not doing it on a Thursday when everyone's there.
I work at Ford.
Oh, man. I'm getting a lot of cauliflowers
I'm
right
in chassis engineering suspension.
Where are you calling the cauliflower?
over here, where I wanted
Where you
it.
get that little edge?
Yeah, these hard edges here. I'm trying to do something. We'll see if it
It's hard
works.
to get out of that mode, right?
And it's because my
Problems.
wash mixture had too much water
Which isn't bad.
compared to
You just have to temper it with other things.
what I had on the floor.
No, I feel like sometimes I come
is, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, when you're working, it is.
I was saying, I'm trying to draw, but I see that. My flowers, anyway, I can't see values like that. It's something I need to train my brain on.
Mhm.
I now stare at people's faces, which is not really polite, but I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to see like,
The
oh.
values, like, where's your shadow?
That's a shadow. Okay.
Some interesting tones. What color can I mix to make your face?
Are you looking the lips all one color right now?
As of right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna make them look like
Subway
lips.
and
Mhm.
draws people. He's just
Yeah,
incredible.
after that, I'm
He
definitely gonna
draws
start
people
darkening the
and
top
he's
lip.
so incredible. And just
my
rips it off
plan.
and gets them having break out tears. It's like, what? You know?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really cool. He's really good.
The woman in farmer's market does not make people cry. I mean, I think she makes people cry in another way, but.
Who's that?
The one who draws, she
Oh.
does portraits.
Yeah, I
That's
haven't
not
watched it
really-
once.
Oh. I see.
Is it oil or is it caricatures?
No,
or
she'll
what?
do, she'll do. real
Watercolor?
Portraits, not watercolor, I think she does pencil, and
Okay.
then, like, she'll do acrylics if you want, but like, if you wanna sit there and get it done, she'll do.
Wow.
Right in
Wow.
front, right there in front where you,
She's in the center section of the market.
You gotta schedule
under
it.
the roof or?
Just outside of it.
Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah. I saw her there before. But I never spent any time looking at what she does. Yeah.
I'm gonna start placing in some darks towards the eyes.
I think the
Um,
small face one she does pretty quickly.
You don't wanna go too dark.
Ones that knock me out are the caricatures, it's how they pick
Mhm.
out
They
2 or
can-
3
yeah.
features from your
Mhm.
face and boom, 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 knock them out. It's like, well, it's not me, but pretty close, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
just saw one on TikTok and everybody laughed, but then I wondered, because I watched the woman's videos, because every caricature she did was like so out in left field.
Mm.
Like she really accentuated parts
Mhm.
that I could absolutely see people being very
Mhm.
self-conscious of. And it makes me wonder if they go home and go, oh, you know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
laughing because
Yeah.
they know they're in front of a camera, but I
Some
felt,
people definitely.
I felt like I personally would probably be really sad when I got home.
Oh.
But it was like every single one.
Wow.
If you watched her, you kind of got the idea of what she was painting, and then you decide whether you want to be painted or not, right?
That's true.
You might say,
That's
not
true,
me.
but if you're only seeing her paint one other couple before you,
Yeah.
you know,
Not knowing who she is
right,
or seeing her
exactly.
stuff, you're just touring. Well, I hope they signed a disclaimer. NDA. Eyelashes are very hard.
I learned that.
Really try to
Like
go
cartoons.
with the tip of your brush and closer towards the, I don't know what that's called, like the crying area.
Your waterline?
Yes, I think. You want to just kind of group it together. I try not to do the bottom lashes too much. If you want to start putting in the eyebrows, you can start doing that a little bit.
And this is just straight Payne's gray?
I mixed a little bit of burnt umber. For eyebrows, I try not to just paint it all in. I try to simulate hairs a little bit anyway. It really takes practice your fine tip brush technique. If you feel like you're having a hard time keeping like your hand or your arm still, I like put my weight into my arm and lean into the table. That tends to help.
But you were saying your nostril on your girl was so dark, but once you see his brows and his eyes,
Mhm.
they're very dark.
They're
But
dark.
he's not finished with everything else, so maybe yours won't be dark
Mm-hmm.
if you were to keep
Yeah,
going.
I used black, so they're dark. They're not gonna
That's
get
true.
lighter.
Oh, in
But-
terms of color.
But if you end up darkening anything else,
In
they won't look
relationship
so
to other
dark.
things in the painting, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'll even throw in some of the nostrils so we can see how that turns out as well.
I just reverted to my Crayola days. Those are black. Black is black. You take black and you do it, right?
So that's how I saw shadows for the longest time. It wasn't
Just
until
black.
recently, like, it hit me that, oh, it's not actually, it was like somebody took a black sheer film and kind of put it over, so it's
Oh,
not really
yeah.
a light brown, dark brown, it's just light brown, and then you have this black overlay.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we started doing the shading, I'm like, oh, no, it's light brown, dark brown, medium brown.
Cool
Yeah.
brown,
Pinkish
warm brown.
Cool brown, warm brown, yeah, so I couldn't see the values when we did the value class. 'Cause
But
to me
now
it
you're
looked
seeing it.
Yeah.
Right, just dark.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Maybe you don't want to do the eyelashes right now because I'm looking at it and I wish I could, and I'd probably still be able to go back like here to add some more darks. And it's definitely a lot harder to do so with the eyelashes already in. Luckily, I'll still be able to work it a little bit, but maybe wait a little bit on the eyelashes until you're completely satisfied with everything else that's happening. One thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of fun mixing here. Take a little burnt sienna, grab a little bit of my Payne's gray. I'm going to use that as a mixture and see if that's a better mixture here. Now is the perfect time, and like I said, it's nice that we already dampened it because at this point, areas that you have been waiting to dry are probably dry and ready to go, like the lips. I just took my cadmium red mixture. I'm throwing it in with some burnt umber, mixing in a little bit of Payne's gray. I'm going to start putting that into these lips here. Gray. I'm going to put it right in the middle, at least on the top lip. The upper lip is always going to be like a little bit darker. I'm going to do something a little risky. I'm going to take a wet brush. I'm going to just try to move all of that around that upper lip to help really darken the lip a little bit. Do the same in the bottom lip, but with more cadmium red. Lighter areas are usually towards the bottom lip. Connect the two. I'm going to take my black. And my black mixture. Put that in between.
Is that plain black?
It's at this point it has like browns and reds in it.
Isn't it funny how amazingly that comes together?
Yeah, seriously.
I hope it comes out okay.
Because at first you're like, I don't know, man.
I know.
And then, boom, there it is.
I'm still in the I don't know man stage right now. Anyway.
What did you say, 75%?
Yeah, that means I got a long way to go right now. Should I keep going? Should I keep going in certain areas? I think so. I think I'm about to do something I'm going to regret, but forgot to put in the darker nostril area here.
My nose lines are gone, so I'm gonna have to wing it.
I wish you luck. I believe in you.
I'm gonna need that.
I know you
look.
can do it. Should I do it? Should I do it? I'm going to try to define this nose a little bit more. Here. We're going to connect them. That goes into the philtrum.
That's the two things I learned on the video.
The philtrum?
The philtrum and the spiders in the pool.
The what?
Spiders in the pool.
Uh,
That was it.
I'm glad it was so educational.
Yes.
Fun times. Then I'll teach you to miss class.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's see if this is okay. All right, cool.
It's funny how you said it looked so dark before, but now when you look at it, him
Yes, it
adding the
dries.
other stuff, it doesn't look dark at all.
Mm-mm.
It's
I know, right? Right? You think, but
Yeah, I would have been in panic mode.
Right.
Oh my God,
like, what
I
did
just
do?
ruined it.
Wow, that color looks so reddish.
at least that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I'm seeing red in there as well.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I
Glad
thought
I'm
she
not
might be
just-
wearing like a little bit of eyeshadow.
And it's amazing, like, once you start seeing those hues in the skin like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just looking at her face for so long, you begin to pick out all these different colors. And it's not like we're using that many colors to begin with. Oh, I really like that. That's nice. Keep going, keep going.
I think I'll stick to flowers.
I hope you try a face one day. It's really fun. It's really fun. Bring that out here. Bring that out here. And I feel like my second time through, I think it's turning out better in certain aspects, which is really nice. I'm gonna take some of this. We're gonna be bold.
I know, I was thinking, I was literally just struggling with that over there, like the outline of it.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling a little bit. Noses, I think, are one of the hardest
Almost
areas to
there.
paint. Oh my gosh. So difficult. But right now I'm going really heavy. Let's see if we can pull this out a little bit.
Hey, Joe, remember how you were talking about a bigger brush? And I said, I think you used this
Yeah,
smaller one.
yeah. That's a tiny one.
It is tiny. I'm hoping that this doesn't cauliflower too bad. One way you could maybe try to avoid cauliflower is I put water on the other side first, and I'm using those same colors as the bridge. I don't think it's gonna work though. I'm looking at it and it's getting everywhere. I'm hoping that's enough. I might take a little break and then tackle this right side in a little bit here. Does anyone have any questions? I'm running out of that mixture so quick.
I never seem to make enough.
I know, I'm working with the leftovers over here. It might be time to take a small break and try to remix some stuff. But I think for this one, I'm trying to go more saturated than the first one. I think I like it. I think it's turning out pretty nice. And that's another thing, is when you do more than one, kind of give yourself something in your head that, you know, from my first one, I think I want to do a little bit more with the second one, like this. That way you're painting with intention. No, don't sweat that way. All right, I think I'm going to take a little break.
You said that 5 minutes ago.
Keep me accountable. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break.
Okay. Just saying.
That's pretty gutsy. I couldn't do that. I'd sit there going, oh, maybe a little shade,
Right?
just a little.
All right, all right. Any idea as to what your next painting is going to be? Yeah. I know you've been swamped.
Yeah, that's been rough. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to make it again tonight.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, honestly, probably a good thing that the next session doesn't start until, what was it, August?
Mhm.
Give things some time to chill out.
Not for me. That's when.
Yeah.
That's when I'm working overtime.
When does your district start again for the fall? August?
Yeah, everything's starting right there. It's gonna be my 5th year. Yeah, they always say that most teachers that quit around that time. I don't feel that way. I'm like, yeah, I could do this forever, man. I'm gonna be sticking around for a minute. I could do this. Very stressful, right? Right. No, it was stressful for like my first 3 years. That is the hardest, I think.
Did you always teach the same age?
Yeah, generally, but it's like that age group is just so all over the place. It always feels kind of new.
What is it? Which one? 3?
Kindergarten to 3, and then high school as well. Just a wide variety.
My son moved in with us with his 2 kids right when COVID started. He just changed jobs from LA to
Oh, wow.
Seattle, and they didn't want him there. They said, "You work out of your house," and he said, "Hey, how about you want to go see your grandkids?" I said, "Come on down." So all 4 of them came down, and we stuck offices all over the place. But it was great. I was in charge of kindergarten online,
Yeah.
and those teachers, man, got a lot of respect for how much patience they have.
Oh yeah. I didn't mind online teaching. I thought that was pretty fun.
You see them, I'm sitting off to the side so that they can't see me. I'm like, really pay attention. Don't play with your hair. Grandpa, that kid fell off his chair. She's having breakfast. He's taking off his pajamas or something. And I said, all right, you're good.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been pretty crazy. Going from like never like teaching or going to school remote to doing it full time.
Oh, yeah.
That was my COVID hit during. When did it hit?
2020, early 2020, like March.
That was my first year teaching.
Oh, wow.
I think
Good school?
it was AOA in Detroit.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my
Because
gosh,
when they were saying him to, it was 30, almost 30 kids, I think.
really?
It's a lot. And the day was broken down into weird time slots, like 45 minutes, and then you don't
Oh,
do
yeah,
anything.
see, if
and
I
come
had
back
the
out
water
half an
lines and the
hour.
lashes here, I would look like
It's
Ryan.
I'm figuring, okay, the kid
Yeah.
doesn't care. He's going to
I
go
see
play.
it now.
But the
Mhm.
teacher's juggling 3 or
Mhm.
4 classes at once. How can you do that?
What am I doing right now?
Those crazy times.
Wow.
It was the best for us.
What is it?
COVID. Both of my boys struggle with mental health,
Mhm.
and getting them off to school every day. They were juniors, and it was
High school juniors?
Yeah, it was hard. It was like they were missing like 2 and 3 days a week. And,
Mhm.
I think I had prayed and prayed and prayed, like, please, universe,
do something different, help us with this struggle. And then COVID hit, and everything just shut down. And it was like the godsend we needed. That's awesome. Like, I know it was terrible for most people, but
Yeah.
it was probably the best thing to happen for us.
It's great for us. We got to have our kids and grandkids in the house.
Right?
You know?
Yeah,
Right.
it'll
Like,
never. So I don't think anything like that will ever happen again.
No.
And it's like, wow, I got to really spend some time with
Yeah.
people that I love, and just kind of shut
My
off for a while.
daughter-in-law teaching grade school, no, middle school in LA from one room. My son upstairs doing some rocket engineering, and then I'm having fun with the grades, with the kindergarten thing, you know.
Yeah, my family was actually living with me. It was a weird circumstance because about, I think maybe like 4 days before COVID, like really hit, and I went work from home. My family had moved into my
Yeah, I
house
mean, that's-
temporarily
that's the
because my
process,
dad,
right?
You gotta live for it now.
and he had lost like his long-term rental property. So I had my 5
adding
siblings,
guards.
my dad, my sister's boyfriend, me, and my husband all living in a 3-bedroom house.
Oh, no.
Tell me there was more than one bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
2 bathrooms. But there were 3 of us working from home, 2 doing school from home. My brother screaming, playing Fortnite in the room next to me all day long while I'm trying to be in meetings. It was a wild time.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds hard.
It was a little rough. It was a little rough. But when I think that lasted for about a month before they moved into their
We had
new
that for about
house.
8 months.
Wow.
Until they finally said, okay, we're going to start thinking about coming to work. So he said, well, I'll go to Seattle and buy a house. And so we went up there with him and helped him, you know, move in and everything.
Was that hard? Having grandkids?
Loved it.
No,
Oh,
no,
having
after
both,
they
yeah,
moved.
yeah. After
To
that,
get used to that.
Yeah.
you do breakfast with them and stuff that you don't see them there in LA.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, that was
There were
tough.
some good things about COVID. I mean, you really
You
had
can
to,
see
you know,
that.
go forward and really make an effort to contact people.
Yeah.
You know.
When it was in kindergarten, you could tell his mom was a teacher because, first of all, he blended right in with the kids that he didn't know because they all knew each other. You know, he was just brand new. And then
Yeah, you kept
whenever
coming
he
up
started
with
each day, it was
them.
like they all
It's
say something they did.
It's
you know,
adding in a
dinosaur.
little bit of the
Yeah,
black.
Yeah, see
He's
what
like,
you-
well, I got 3 items. First of all, it's like, and the teacher's like, oh no, one of those kids. You know? And
Yeah,
she's like, okay,
that was my
great.
goal.
And he goes, no, second of all,
You got it.
You know, you had to get through his
I like
stuff.
look at how it highlights
Actually, I
your
know the
lips and
teachers
your
probably love
nose
that
and
because it helped
your
them make the
jawline.
day too.
But then the other kids started
It's
joining in.
it's a very very painting, you know.
Yesterday,
And I
And
think,
your skin is a little bit more yellow here.
And he'd take the iPad and let me show you. We go out in the yard.
and I bet if I did it the third time,
It might be different again.
it would
Okay, we really gotta
definitely.
get going.
I really don't want to touch this white side anymore. I'm getting pretty close to that point, I think.
What point?
Just being finished.
This looks really good in here.
Why did I do that though? I hate painting ears.
I know they're hard.
They're easier than the nose though.
Really?
I know, this
Think
one.
so?
Is this the
I'm
same
not
thing that
doing
you
it.
were?
No.
Because that looks like David or something.
That's exactly what I thought. This one.
Oh no, that's a
Michelangelo,
different person.
That looks like David.
When I was deciding what portrait we are gonna do, I did 2 portraits, and I think I was feeling this one more because it was less colors. Because this one was using like blues and yellows, and you had to make greens. And I'm like, ooh, this is intense. I'm gonna chill out. I don't wanna turn people off from painting portraits. But no, it's definitely a process. It's definitely a process. I think you know, my portraits weren't that good right from the get-go. They were okay.
So what's your ideas for the last class?
I don't know. I don't know if we should. I guess it's really up to you. Would you like to continue the portraits? Would you like to do something different?
What's the other
Let's try
options?
something different.
Yeah. Landscapes? I don't know. Have you done landscapes with me yet?
did the tree.
Yeah, just really the trees.
But that's not a landscape.
We did the cow.
That's
Tree,
a
the cow, the
subject.
owl.
All
The
right.
owl, that's right, the owl.
I think we're going to do a lot more of a traditional landscape
Sure,
that has a lot more
we can do
depth.
that.
And,
Just turn it right, don't look at that.
Thank you.
I like
Yeah,
that better.
that's
It's
much
contrast.
I think at this point I need to take a break though. You can take it easy.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to soak this up so that we can highlight that under eye area.
Yeah.
Start bringing it
Forgot all about the hair.
out. Right? This is going to make a world of difference. I need to start adding in more of the darks in general.
See now he's moved to that thicker brush.
Yeah.
I go more broad towards the beginning and the end, and then kind of add in these squiggly details in the middle. And we're just going to fill in the rest here.
After I watched your YouTube, I looked at some other ones that were with watercolor.
Uh-huh.
There's a German guy that has a whole series of them, and he's funny because he's very, very intense. But one of the things he was into was, in one of his classes, was saying, just forget about the colors. All I want to do is just values. And he was just randomly picking colors for his portrait. It's like, okay, I'm going to make the nose green. I'm going to make the hair blue. I'm going to do this. And he said, just to show you, it really makes no difference. And he was done. It's gorgeous.
Wow.
It's like, wow. This is so, and you don't even notice the colors. You just notice the face. You know?
I can't reach. It's still wet.
Did you use one of those sticks?
Yeah, I need one of those right now.
Yeah.
Number.
You want a long brush?
You know what? I think I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm out of paint spray. Wow. Where's my paint spray? Somewhere.
Is it not this one? I don't know what that is.
That's
So
precious
is the
blue.
first one you did?
Yes, that's the first one.
Okay.
That's rendition number 1. I feel like they look very different.
They do. Yeah, they do.
I think we should be okay with that paint spray. Right now. I think I can manage. It'll still be dark, dark. Yeah, we're good. Now, one reason why I didn't go dark, dark right away is so that I can still leave a little highlight here for that eye. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that highlight, but you know, I can always cover it up later if I wanted to. I do need that paint spray. It's in this box under this iPad, though. I think this eye turned out better than the other one. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that eye. Nice, nice eye. I don't think I like how dark this is right here. Because I feel like it should be a different color. I'm gonna go with a little bit of burnt sienna, I think. Not perfect, but I think I feel better about that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I understand what you're saying then.
Yeah, about that warmth
Yeah.
going on right there. Oh my god, my hand is so shaky. I don't know, maybe this will work in our favor. Okay. Okay.
I don't know how people get them like uber realistic.
What do you mean? Like the
Like
eyes?
the ones, no, like when they're painting a portrait and it literally looks like a photo. Like the texture and everything of their skin.
Mm-hmm. I think you just have to accept that it's probably going to take you an entire month working 8 hours a day.
Mhm.
And then just really taking your time on every single part. Every single part. Because if you think about this, how long did we take on this one?
Mhm.
Right? Bless you.
Is that a lid for your palette?
Yeah,
That's cool.
it came with it. It also came with bubble wrap and a whole box, but
Mhm.
I didn't need all that mumbo jumbo. Come on, let's see if we can pull this in now. Oh, is that recording? I certainly hope so. Okay, thank you. I think I might call it pretty soon. I'm hoping that this is going to soften up. That seems really harsh, but I'm thinking it's going to soften up. That's the plan anyway.
It's hard to tell from here. Is it still pretty wet?
Yeah, it's very damp.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to trust the process and just be like, yeah, that'll soften up. I'm just going to start darkening in some other areas here and there. Just doing those final details. Corners of the lips should always be a little bit darker. Sometimes you also just gotta say, you know what, I'll do better on this part next time. I hate this ear. I just do not want to paint this ear. I feel like I need to practice painting ears. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to work on is painting ears.
Didn't have an ear week.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little early.
Next, what do you say?
I gotta head out a little early.
That's fine. That's fine. No worries. I think next session we're just gonna do each day is a different part of the face.
One picture.
Right?
Left eye, right eye.
Right.
Here he is, just whipping out the nose, and then he's like, I don't like the ear.
Should I touch it? Oh my god. It seems harsh, you know?
The forehead, you mean?
Yeah. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do something.
I'll practice.
It's all practice.
All practice.
Exactly. Let's just do it all over.
About
Just the
learning
forehead.
and
Right?
experiencing.
Exactly. Those are the words I need to hear sometimes.
I went
Sometimes
through like 10 balls of clay yesterday, and I'm like, this isn't working. So then my brain was like, it's just practice, you're just practicing, it's okay, he said it's okay.
Okay, that feels better.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying when I say gut feeling, where you're like, you're kind of scared to do something, just do it. Because then you'll know what happens. That's it. You're in the home stretch. You're right there.
Need to give her a name?
Her? Painful.
Painful?
I'm very bad at naming pieces. Are you good at naming pieces? You want to give her a name?
I only name my mannequins.
Mannequins.
I resell clothes.
Oh.
So I have like
I was about
a
to
handful of
say.
mannequins.
Scared us for a minute.
That's
That's
an
the
interesting
reason.
collection. Yeah. That's just her
I
cover.
heard
Are they in the
that
basement?
sounded weird.
Yeah.
They are mostly in my
Uh-oh.
basement, one's by my front door because
Oh, no.
she was in the garage sale. Nobody bought her.
We had this thing we bought years ago at some crafts place in Farmington. A little guy made out of wood. He's got his hands here to the tray, and of course, your wallet, your car keys. When you walk in, you know,
Yeah.
dress him with whatever Red Wing outfit, you know, stuff on. And people never see him coming in. And then they'll be doing something wrong, and they'll just jerk back. It's like,
That's
oh, there's one kid
fantastic.
standing there in the doorway. You know?
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Nice job today.
This is the part you like, isn't it?
This is fun.
Yeah. You can't go wrong there.
How did you feel about face week? Was it as hard as you thought? Or face weeks?
Yes, it's so hard.
Do you feel like you did better than you thought you would?
Yes.
That's good.
Even just like the tracing her out on my paper was like pretty darn impressive.
I was impressed actually with how well that worked.
I agree. Because she looked so good, I had to send my mom a picture. Because every time I leave class, my mom's like, I want a picture. Get it out, take a picture and send it to me.
You're starting off with such a good base, you know?
Uh-huh.
At that point, it's like, it's almost cheating. You just got to put the colors in the right place with the right flick of the wrist.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, they loved it. I had these lines for 30 colors. Sorry.
And what you could always do is add a little tint inside the eyes. Hers are kind of warm because my wash was just kept bleeding in.
There's a couple. First, there's
Oh, I forgot her baby hairs. Don't forget her baby hairs.
So you can find these places and go and hike and look for them. Don't know why, but you can do that. Oh, look, this bridge is that one scene for like 3 seconds in that one movie. Okay, okay. There you go. But then there's another one where you can spend like $50 a piece or $70 or $80, I don't know. You go and spend about 4 or 5 hours in, I want to say Warner Brothers, but maybe it's not. Another good for about it. They got a whole world out there. And you have to drive for, you take a couple trains and then you go into a town and they have a bus that takes you up there. That was really nice. It's all the sets in the movie, costume.
I think I'm gonna call it.
It's good stuff. Good job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And you keep moving. I mean, it's not, you stay there.
One under the belt.
It's different. You just keep going, going down.
As I keep working.
Good job.
I hope y'all can jump into portraits in the future as well.
The rest is just all tourist stuff, you know, they want to
Yeah. But I mean, like right there, I feel like there's such a big difference between the two, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's really cool to see.
And I feel like anytime somebody does more than one of the same thing, it's going to end up different, you know? Because A, you're getting more practice, and B, your colors are never going to be just the same.
Right? You could just see, you know, your first time, you're like, okay, maybe I need to go there's more with it.
I love those lips. I love it.